Hey guys, before starting with this video, I just want to tell you that we have a GitHub repository. I will provide this link in the description below so you can copy from there. This is our GitHub repository, GitHub and the autocode. And you can go to this Terraform on Azure repository and I will upload all the documentation or the coding files which I'm using in my VS Code. I will upload those files over here so you can download from your end and you can just do the practice from your side. Okay, so now in this video we are going to see about Terraform interpolation. So Terraform interpolation you can use in various ways. Okay, you can do the Terraform interpolation with the resource block, you can use with data sources, you can use with locals or variables. There are many types you can utilize that. So in this video we are going to use Terraform template to create Azure virtual network, and we'll use interpolation using a resource block. So go to the Terraform documentation page and here just search for virtual network, and if you just scroll down in this network field you will get this option of Azure virtual network. So this is your Terraform virtual network creation template. So let's see what it's going to create. It's going to create the resource group, security group. Okay, we don't need this. DDoS protection plan, we are not going to use this. Virtual network, yes, we require this particular thing. And then DDoS subnet, we are not going to create the subnet or DDoS plan over here. So let me go ahead and copy this one and I will go back to my Visual Studio Code. So here I have done a small changes. So I created one more folder called virtual network in the same directory, and I created this vnet.tf Terraform file. Okay, and I will just use this particular template over here, and in this particular template I don't need this security group, even I don't need this DDoS plan, and I will remove this and subnet and tagging field. We'll create the subnet in the later videos. And name, location, resource group, address space, DNS. I think we also don't need this particular DNS, but let me go ahead and check in the documentation. Yeah, DNS server is an optional, it is not required field, not a mandatory, so we can remove this. Or even if you are planning to use that later, you can just comment this particular section. Okay, so we have this code ready with us. So right now let's try to understand this. So this is the resource group block, and this is the resource type label Azure RM resource group, and this is the label example. You can give any name over here, but I will just say that use a proper naming standard if you are implementing this in production environment. So I'm just using resource group name over here, and then I need to provide the name and location for the resource group. I will use name resource group 1 and location East Europe, that is fine for me. Then this is the Azure virtual network resource type label, and here it's using example name. Let me change that and I will use a proper name, virtual network. Okay, you can use any name over here, but just use a particular naming standard. That is a mandated thing, or that is a recommendation. So in virtual network resource type we need name, location, resource group name and address space. So here it's already provided the virtual network one name. I'm okay with that. So in location you can see that is using Azure RM resource group example and location. So what does that mean? This is called the interpolation, and right now the virtual network resource type is using interpolation of previously created resource group, or the resource group which was mentioned in this particular Terraform file. So when it type Azure RM resource group, it will look for the Azure RM resource group in this particular TF file. It will found that particular resource type over here. Then it will look for the example label. Right now we have changed that example label to resource group, so I will copy this name and I will use this over here, and then it will look for location attribute, and this is the location attribute over here, and it will take this particular expression or this value West Europe and it will put that over here, okay, in this particular attribute section. Same goes for the resource group. It will use Azure RM resource group resource type. This is the resource type block over here. It will, once it is found that, it will look for example label. So let me copy this label over here and paste that here, and from there it will go and check for the name attribute, and in the name attribute we have filled up this expression or the value resource group 1, so it will take that name over here and it will use that in this particular expression. So this is how you can use interpolation. Even if you use resource group name 1 2 3 something like that in this label, then you have to use same over here and here. So you have to make sure that whatever the label that you are using, you have to mention that label in this particular interpolation. So let me keep this something like this, and we need that provider and Terraform blog. So let me go back to our resource group TF file and I will copy this particular thing as is, and I will use that on the top. So we are using Terraform block. This is the version of Azure provider, Azure RM provider. Then I want to create this particular resource group and give this particular resource group value in virtual network location and resource group field, and then it will also create the location virtual network and the resource group. So if I go back to my portal, here you can see there is only one resource group is available. So let me go ahead and execute this file, but before that, right now I am on Terraform on Azure folder. So let me switch back to virtual network, and here I will use command Terraform and init, and the initialization is completed. Let me go ahead and type Terraform plan. No changes to infrastructure. Okay, I think I forgot to save this file, so you can see over here I actually forgot to save the VNET.tf file. So let me save this file, and now I will use Terraform init. Yeah, now it's initializing. Okay, so once it is done with that, I will go with Terraform plan. Let me just close this resource group. Okay, so in plan it's saying that 2 resources are going to add. Okay, so in this case you can see that it's going to create this resource group and this virtual network. So let me go ahead and use Terraform apply, and there is one command called auto approve. So in this case, when you use Terraform and auto approve, it will just go ahead and create the resources for you. It will not ask you a prompt message to type yes for creating resources. So as you can see over here, it's going ahead and creating these 2 resources. So resource group and VNET I think is completed successfully. Let me go back to the portal and click on refresh. On portal sometimes it takes times to replicate or to visible that particular resources. So here you can see that the resource group 1 is created successfully. If I go inside that, you can see that virtual network 1 is successfully created. So this is how you can use the interpolation in your Terraform file to create the resources. So the main thing is that you only use this name and location only one time, and every time you want to use that, just use interpolation rather than mentioning that name.